Okay, so let's talk about unclear antecedents. Let's review this really quick. First, we have a quick review. A pronoun, which we will talk about throughout these notes, is a word that takes the place of a noun. And for the case of unclear antecedents, we might need to worry about the words which or that, and maybe even you. An antecedent is a noun that's being replaced by a pronoun. So for instance, in this sentence, we have he is the pronoun. John said that he was tired, and John is the antecedent. In this sentence, we assume that he is John since there's no other male person. So sometimes we have unclear antecedents. This is when a pronoun is being used without a clear antecedent. So for instance, Bill told his dad that he needed to lose some weight. In this sentence, the word he is a pronoun, and it is pointing to one of the first two nouns, and we don't know which one. So we would change this to be more clear. So we're going to talk today about some ways to make these changes. The first instinct we have, however, is to just replace the pronoun with the antecedent. This causes a different problem. For instance, Bill told his dad that he needed to lose some weight. If we replace he with Bill, assuming that Bill's the one who needs to lose some weight, we repeated Bill twice in the sentence. Bill told his dad that Bill needed to lose some weight. This creates two problems. Firstly, we're repeating a word, and in English we try to avoid repeating words in sentences because it sounds better and more formal. Secondly, we might have also created another Bill for this situation. We don't know who the other Bill is. That creates confusion for the audience, and we always want to write as clearly as possible for our audience. So let's talk about 3 good ways to correct unclear antecedents. The first is to do a quote conversion. A quote conversion is when a sentence can be converted into some sort of quote, someone saying something to someone else, in order to fix the error. For instance, Jessica asked Emma to hold her phone. In this sentence, her could point to Emma or Jessica. We don't know. The audience is confused. So we need to clarify this. And for a quote conversion, what we can do is change the sentence to Jessica asked Emma, "Will you hold my phone?" Or even Jessica said, "Emma, will you hold my phone?" In this case, we know whose phone it is because of the phrase "my phone," because Jessica is saying it, and who's holding it, because it's being said to Emma. Another way is to restructure the sentence. This is when we change the arrangement. We move some words around. So Bill smiled at James as he threw him the ball. We have 2 pronouns here, he and him, and we don't know who these hims and he's are. So we might change it to something like this. Bill smiled and threw the ball to James. So we moved some words around. You see James was moved to the end of the sentence, so he's receiving the action now, and then there are actually no pronouns in this case, which makes it clear. If there are no pronouns, we don't have to wonder what the pronouns stand for. And the last one I want to talk to you about today is to divide up the sentence. This is to break the sentence into multiple sentences. So for instance, after I pet the dog and picked up my bag, it bit me. We have the pronoun it. It could point to the bag or the dog. While it may seem absurd that the bag could bite, think about fictional stories. Sometimes in fiction, things can do things that humans can. So we always want to make sure that people don't think we're slipping into fiction and being absurd. So in this case, we're going to divide up the sentence to clarify the pronoun. We might say, I pet the dog and picked up my bag. Then the dog bit me. Darn it, that dog. In this case, we have 2 sentences. We also, again, have no pronouns. That helps clarify the sentence. Also, these 2 sentences divide up the action so that the word it, even if it were in here, would be a little bit more clear. However, please notice that we've eliminated the pronouns altogether.